Hey, what's up guys? It's TakumaDemonReborn here, and I just want to welcome you all to my second channel. So you might be thinking, why the hell did I make a second channel and what are the goals of this channel? Well, I created this channel about a year ago when my main account got suspended, and I thought I'm never gonna get that account back, but thank God it got reinstated. So this channel was kind of like a desperation move. And so yeah, that's the story of how this channel was born. And a year later, I'm now active in this channel. You'll know later why. So as for covers, most of the covers that I will do in this channel would be underground songs, you know, from the underground scene, from the independent record labels, and from some unsigned artists. So I'm gonna cover some songs from bands that you haven't heard before, or maybe some bands that you might have heard already, and maybe some bands that are now signed on a major label but were once signed on an independent record label. For example, like Rise Against, they were once signed independent record label called Fat Records. So I'm gonna cover some of their songs from albums when they were on Fat Records, and maybe some other artists that are now on a major label but were once on a independent record label. So I'm gonna cover their songs from their catalog which were released on an independent record label. So basically most of the covers in this channel will concentrate on the underground scene, on independent record labels, and on unsigned bands. Maybe I could sneak in some, you know, Filipino rock songs, some bands that you probably haven't heard before, well, of course, because they're Filipino. Well, except if you're one of the few Filipino subscribers that I have. But anyways, there are a lot of Filipino rock bands that make really good English songs, so I'm gonna try and cover them for you guys. And hey, maybe I could sneak in some originals. I mean, I've been working on an original for quite some time now, but I haven't really had the chance to finish it because there's a lot of things, you know, taking up my time, mainly school and some other stuff on my personal life that are taking up so much of my time. But maybe if I become a YouTube partner, maybe I could post some tutorials here and there, maybe some skits, maybe some collabs, maybe some pranks, you know, a lot of stuff. But most certainly there will be a random video once in a while. You know, I already posted one random video in this channel, and it's a cat licking and sucking its own genitals. It's a pretty random one, so you should check it out. And by the way, expect a lot of random videos in this channel because I'm gonna be uploading a lot of random videos, you know, some funny videos, some footage from my cell phone, and some stuff that I think is funny. I'm gonna share it with you. So don't get surprised if you see something like ghost spotted on camera, because by the way, I spotted a ghost, like literally filmed a ghost on my old cell phone. So I think I'm gonna upload that video in this channel so all of you can see it, or maybe even some vlogs. I don't know, I'm not really good at talking to cameras, so you can leave a comment if you think a vlog is a good idea. And I'm also thinking that if I post a new cover in this channel, I'm gonna update you on my old channel. So tell me what you think. And now we move on to the goals of this channel. Now the first and main goal of this channel is to become a YouTube partner. Now you might be thinking right now, why the hell do you need to become a YouTube partner? Well, I have noticed that some of the big YouTubers, or maybe not even that big, some of the other YouTubers are using a condenser mic. If you don't know what a condenser mic is, it's that mic that has a stand right there, and you know, there's a cover in there, and it's really the mic you need to have when you're recording. I, on the other hand, use a regular mic, which is plugged right in the back of the computer, right directly onto the sound card that comes in with the computer without any mixer. It's just plug right in the back of your computer, and bam, I record it directly. That's how crappy and shitty my equipment is right now. So if ever I become a YouTube partner, I really plan to buy, you know, some recording equipment, those equipments that are really suitable for recording purposes, not just some crappy mic plugged in the back of the computer right directly to the sound card. And YouTube just recently launched here in the Philippines and they've announced that they're accepting partners here in our country. So being a YouTube partner is a really huge opportunity for me, because keep in mind that we're in a third world country. We're not in a second world country, we're not in a first world country, we're in a third world country, which means our country isn't really that rich. So to become a YouTube partner is a really huge opportunity for me to, earn revenue here on YouTube, and maybe put my videos on the sponsored lists. If you try and search something, one of the first things that would come up would be the sponsored videos, and that's one of the advantages of being a YouTube partner. So if I become a YouTube partner, more people will see my videos, which would be a really big help. Ding 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 ding! Magic paper has appeared. I feel like I'm in Pokemon.
Wow, magic paper has appeared.
Seriously though, I needed the paper because I had a lot of takes. I was stuttering. I didn't really know what to say. Got mind blocked. So I just wrote my thoughts in the paper so I could just read it to you guys and not have a lot of takes, because I'm from the Philippines and I'm not really good at vlogging and talking to cameras, and English isn't really my first language. I just wrote my thoughts here on the paper so I could tell you the goals easily, because it was really bad. So moving on. So the second goal of this channel is discovering good underground music. Since most songs that I cover on this channel are underground songs, we could both discover some good music together. And I assume that since you're subscribed to me, we both have the same musical taste, because I cover some songs from my favorite bands, and it happens to be your favorite band, and which means we both have the same musical taste, some degree, I guess. You could suggest some underground, unside, and independent bands to me on the comments, and I'll take a listen. If I like the song or the band, I'm gonna cover a song from them, cause let's get real here, popular music nowadays are so this is a really great way to get audience interaction from you guys, because I think I kind of lost communication with you guys. That includes all the haters. That's the third goal of this channel, to have more interaction with you guys, so you can comment on what band should I cover next, what underground band you have heard, or what do you think about the song from the band that I covered, or what do you think about my rendition of it. And don't be afraid to discover new songs. It's pretty good to discover new songs every once in a while. I mean, I understand that you have some favorite artists or bands that you like to listen to over and over again, but it's not really that hard to expand your listening range. It would be really cool to say that you've been a fan of a band since they were really at the bottom, and then they suddenly rise and break to the mainstream and top the charts, unless if they sell out though. But it would be really cool to say that you've been a fan of a band since they were underground. And so moving on to the fourth goal of this channel is to make some tips and tutorial videos. For example, like my other main account got suspended and it got reinstated, so a lot of people were messaging me and, dude, how did you get your account back? So I'm finally gonna tell you how to get your account back if you got suspended for copyright reasons. The fifth, and I think the final goal of this channel, I guess, is for you guys to know me better. I mean, since I'm gonna be stating my likes and dislikes in this channel. So that's it, I guess. I'm sorry to bore the crap out of you. That includes you haters, so you now have a reason to hate on me. So tell me guys, what are your expectations on this channel? You could write them down there on the floor. Oh, and by the way, I'll be making a lot of random videos, so